All right, folks, let's dive straight into one of the hottest debates swirling around the NFL right now. And yes, it's all about the Philadelphia Eagles and how they're ranked in terms of young talent under 25 years old. Recently, ESPN dropped this big list ranking all 32 NFL teams based on their roster's youth talent. And to say the Eagles got shortchanged would be putting it mildly. They landed smack in the middle of the pack at 14th place. And honestly, that feels like a massive disservice to a team that is absolutely loaded with young, dynamic players who have already proven they can make an impact on the biggest stage. Now I get it. Ranking teams and players is always going to come with opinions and biases. But when you look closely at the Eagles roster, it's hard not to feel like this list completely missed the mark. The way the front office, led by Howie Roseman, has constructed this squad is nothing short of impressive. They've built a core of young stars and high potential players who have already contributed significantly to the team's recent success and are set to keep elevating the franchise for years to come. This isn't just about hype, it's about performance and potential mixed in a way that screams sustainable dominance. When you talk about youth talent on the Eagles, you're not just talking about names on paper. You're talking about players like Jalen Carter, who is quickly becoming one of the most disruptive defensive forces in the entire league. His ability to wreak havoc on opposing offenses is exactly the kind of impact a young defensive player needs to have to be considered elite, and Carter is ticking all those boxes. Then there's Quinnen Mitchell, a cornerback who made huge strides last season, proving himself as one of the top 10 corners in the league. No small feat in today's NFL, where defensive backs are under constant pressure to shut down some of the most explosive receivers. What really makes the Eagles stand out, though, is the depth they have on defense. There's a whole group of players under 25 who aren't just on the roster. They're starters and key contributors, guys who step onto the field and change the course of games. This youth movement has been a cornerstone of the Eagles' strategy, and it's paying off. Yes, the offense might not be as loaded with young stars as the defense, but the defensive side of the ball alone should have propelled them much higher than 14th place on any credible ranking of youth talent. The reality is that some of the other teams ranked ahead of the Eagles have quarterbacks or a handful of high-profile youngsters, but overall, their depth and quality don't match what Philadelphia has been putting on the field. And that's where I think the ESPN list falls short. It seems to weigh certain positions or name recognition more heavily than the actual substance of what these young players bring to their teams. The Eagles, in contrast, have a well-rounded group of athletes who complement each other and elevate the entire defense. They're fast, smart, and relentless, and that's not something you can just ignore because of some arbitrary ranking. Take a look at the rookies coming through the door, for instance. Jihad Campbell, the first-round pick from Alabama, has been absolutely lighting up training camp. Everyone expected him to take a little while to get fully healthy and adapt to the NFL, but he proved those doubters wrong the moment he stepped onto the field. Campbell's combination of speed, length, and football IQ is rare, and he's already showing that he can compete with the best on the Eagles roster. It's the kind of story that every team dreams of. A young player who falls through the cracks in the draft but turns out to be a game changer. Not only is Campbell impressing coaches and teammates, but players who face him in practice, like running backs, are singing his praises. Will Shipley, who's been battling Campbell one-on-one, talked about how Campbell is a stud, a guy who moves with purpose, who knows exactly what he's doing before he even makes his move. That kind of instinct and physical ability at such a young age is exactly why the Eagles have so much confidence in their future. When your opponents are admitting that you're that tough to block, you know you've got a special talent on your hands. It's also worth noting how much the Eagles' defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, values Campbell. Fangio is known as a no-nonsense, old-school coach who doesn't easily show excitement, but the smile on his face when the Eagles drafted Campbell said it all. Fangio knows exactly what Campbell brings to the table, the kind of player who can elevate the entire defense. Fangio's track record with linebackers is outstanding, having developed legends like Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. So his enthusiasm isn't just a formality, it's a clear sign that the Eagles believe they landed a gem. Beyond Campbell, the Eagles' linebacker group is stacked with young talent who are already making waves. Nakobe Dean, Nolan Smith, and others have stepped up and proven they belong among the league's best at their positions. the defense that was the best in the NFL last season, according to advanced metrics, is heavily driven by these young players. They bring speed, power, and smarts, creating a unit that is not only tough to score against, but also relentless in hunting down the ball. On offense, while the youth isn't as pronounced or as heralded, there are still some intriguing pieces that could emerge. Guys like Johnny Wilson and Anaya Smith might still be fighting for roster spots, but players like Will Shipley show promise as complementary pieces. The Eagles have always been smart about blending youth and experience, so even if the offensive side doesn't have as many blue-chip youngsters right now, that balance might actually work to their advantage in the long run. What's clear is that the future is bright for Philadelphia. They have a core of young, hungry players who not only have talent but also the right mindset to keep pushing this team towards sustained success. Whether it's on defense or in the trenches, these under 25 players are the heartbeat of this franchise. And any ranking that doesn't recognize their value is missing the bigger picture. So when you hear about the Eagles being ranked 14th, just remember, there's way more to this story, and the proof is on the field every single week. Let's keep rolling and dig deeper into what makes this Eagles roster so compelling, especially when you zoom in on the defensive sides of the ball. The transformation of this unit over the past few years has been remarkable, and it's largely thanks to the youth infusion that's reshaping the identity of the team. This isn't just a bunch of young players thrown together. It's a carefully crafted, dynamic defense that can adjust, react, and dominate in ways that feel built for the modern NFL. The speed and versatility they bring create mismatches for offenses week in and week out. One of the more fascinating elements about this group is the way they complement the veterans and how the coaching staff maximizes their strengths. The Eagles have always been known for hard-nosed football, but now they're blending that toughness with a new generation's athleticism and intelligence. That combination is deadly. Young players like Nolan Smith are showing incredible growth, not only in physical skill, but also in understanding the nuances of the game, which is essential for a defense that relies on complex schemes and quick decision-making. The leap Smith has made from his rookie year to now are a blueprint for how good this defense can become as these players mature. Then there's Quinton Mitchell, who adds a level of reliability and shutdown ability that forces offenses to rethink their strategy. It's one thing to have speed and athleticism. It's another to have that football IQ where you're always a step ahead of the opponent. Mitchell's presence in the secondary means quarterbacks have fewer safe options, which benefits the entire defense by forcing risky throws and creating turnovers. Pair him with Cooper DeJean, whose length and instincts make him a nightmare in the slot. And the Eagles have a defensive backfield that can lock down some of the league's best receivers and still create havoc. Jalen Carter deserves a special mention here as well because he's one of those rare players who affects the game on every snap. Whether it's pressuring the quarterback, stopping the run, or dropping back into coverage, Carter's versatility is a major asset. What's impressive is that at such a young age, he's already demonstrating the consistency that separates good players from great ones. You hear it in the praise from coaches and teammates alike. They talk about his work ethic, his mental approach, and his ability to learn and adapt quickly. This is a player who is already a foundational piece of the defense and will only get better with experience. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Philadelphia Eagles may be on the verge of a major shakeup that has fans buzzing across the city and beyond. Rumors swirling around the NFL landscape suggest that Marcus Williams, a rising star known for his impressive defensive skills, could be joining the Eagles roster very soon. The news has ignited a wave of excitement, speculation, and anticipation among supporters who see this potential acquisition as a game changer. Williams, who has built a reputation as a formidable safety with remarkable playmaking abilities, would bring a new level of intensity and leadership to the Eagles' defense. This possible move aligns with the franchise's ongoing strategy to bolster their defensive lineup, which has faced its share of challenges in recent seasons. Observers are already envisioning the impact Williams could have on the team's dynamics, imagining how his skill set might elevate the Eagles to new heights in the fiercely competitive NFL. While no official announcement has been made, insiders hint that negotiations are progressing, leaving fans hopeful that this thrilling prospect could soon become reality. The buzz surrounding Marcus Williams' potential arrival at Philadelphia has stirred not only fan excitement but also discussions among analysts and sports commentators. His track record speaks volumes about his capabilities, having consistently delivered standout performances throughout his career. The prospect of him donning the green and white jersey is tantalizing, as his presence could address critical weaknesses in the Eagles' secondary defense. Many speculate that the Eagles front office is keenly aware of the window of opportunity to add a player of Williams' caliber before the upcoming season kicks off. In this context, the signing would not only represent a tactical upgrade, but also a psychological boost to the entire squad. Some sources suggest that Williams' compatibility with the current coaching staff's defensive schemes is a major factor fueling the talks, indicating a strong mutual interest. The city, known for its passionate fan base, appears ready to welcome him with open arms, fueling expectations that this potential addition might be exactly what the Eagles need to challenge for a championship title in the near future. Delving deeper into the possible implications of Marcus Williams joining the Eagles, one must consider the broader strategic vision behind this rumored acquisition. Philadelphia's defense, while talented, has occasionally lacked the consistency and firepower that Williams could bring in abundance. His ability to read plays, deliver crucial interceptions, and execute hard-hitting tackles could be the missing pieces in the Eagles' puzzle. Sources close to the team suggest that the management sees this as a golden opportunity to strengthen the roster with a player who not only excels individually, but also elevates the performance of those around him. This prospective signing might also signal a shift in the team's approach to recruiting, emphasizing aggressive and dynamic defensive play. Speculation abounds that if the deal goes through, it could inspire confidence among other free agents, considering the Eagles as their next destination. The atmosphere around the team's training facilities has reportedly become electric, as players and staff alike sense the possibility of a new era beginning with Williams' arrival, creating a ripple effect of renewed ambition and determination. The excitement surrounding Marcus Williams potentially joining the Eagles transcends the field and touches the emotional core of the franchise's devoted fan base. Fans have long yearned for a defensive powerhouse capable of turning the tide in critical moments, and Williams fits that dream perfectly. Social media platforms are flooded with posts, memes, and discussions imagining Williams' impact on the Eagles' defensive schemes and the exhilarating highlight reels he could produce. Some speculate that his signing might even boost ticket sales and merchandise revenue as supporters rally behind the star who could be the cornerstone of a new dominant defense. From local sports bars to national sports shows, the chatter reflects a shared hope that this rumor will materialize into a definitive move. Conversations often highlight his leadership qualities, which could help unify the team and inspire younger players to raise their game. The collective anticipation is palpable, with many predicting that if Williams suits up for the Eagles, it could mark the beginning of a new, successful chapter for a franchise eager to reclaim its place among the NFL elite. As the rumor mill continues to churn, the possible arrival of Marcus Williams to the Philadelphia Eagles remains one of the most intriguing storylines in the current NFL offseason. While official confirmation is yet to come, the signs point toward an agreement that could significantly alter the team's defensive identity. Analysts suggest that if Williams joins the Eagles, it might trigger a domino effect, influencing trade decisions, draft strategies, and even coaching tactics moving forward. The potential synergy between Williams and key defensive players already on the roster is a subject of much debate and excitement. Fans and experts alike are eagerly awaiting news that could confirm this anticipated addition, fully aware that such a move could propel the Eagles into serious contention. For now, the city holds its breath, caught in the exhilarating suspense of what could be one of the most impactful signings in recent team history, a development that might redefine the Eagles' future in the NFL. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.